CoCa is going to crush him again in game number 2.
CoCa versus TheBest.
Our Terran player to the bottom left of Yonsu is quickly becoming the punching bag of the group. He didn't win a single map so far today, and he got crushed in every single match that he played. It is TheBest, and a lot of people are hoping that he is starting to make a comeback in game number 2 here against the Zerg opponent. Starting to the top right of Yonsu, we have said Zerg player. It is, of course, curly-haired CoCa, starting for Jin Green Wings.
I said it like a lot, and I'll say again, man. TheBest is basically the unsuccessful villain. He's like Wile E. Coyote or like Dr. Doom or...
TheBest is going from the best to the worst, to be honest. Like, this was...
He's like Lex Luthor, like... He's...
Lex Luthor is pretty badass. Has a really good hairstyle.
Dude, I like his style.
At least in Smallville. The thing is that right now, it's not about TheBest losing those games. It's absolutely okay to lose games against those opponents. It's about the way he lost them. Like, he got absolutely annihilated in every single map that he played so far today. And that must be... That just affects you.
It's angering, for sure.
He just looks a little bit like he has no idea what to do. And CoCa... he might go up against Supernova again, and that could end in a nightmare for Terran players.
Wow.
He's waiting a little bit longer until there's additional hit points and just continues to attack, pokes a little bit at that SCV, trying to delay that for as long as he can.
That was really nicely done by CoCa. Now just walks away, slides away, I guess you could say, of the drone. Pool before gas this time. But he's still going to get his gas up pretty quick. And I think TheBest will make again. And I don't think he's going to cancel Cloak if he goes for Cloak. That's my theory. I think this time he's going to realize its usefulness because he committed so much to the Banshees last game but didn't get anything done with them and didn't scout appropriately what he was up against. If you have Cloak Banshees flying around the main base, even if you have dodge Spore Crawlers and your opponent has an Overseer, maybe you see the Hydralisk then, you see no Spire, then you're not making a Thor, you're feeling a little bit more comfortable.
You know, for me it's a little bit funny. Think about that. Supernova is currently watching that game, okay? And what CoCa did was exactly what he tried to do on Polar Knight against Supernova. And when they played earlier, Supernova, when he crushed CoCa, was probably thinking, who is that? And now he's watching this game, he's like, oh, that's what you were trying to do. Okay, okay.
He's like, ah, you thought I was on that level. Well, I'm not, so...
Because it was the same Roach drop that he tried to execute against Supernova. And he just got shut down by the aggression of Supernova's Reapers and Hellions in that first game. So this was a very, very different match for him. But CoCa, if he defeats TheBest and if he gets into a better mindset against Supernova, gets better openings, he might be able to advance together with stats today.
Yeah.
And, well, that would mean still only 2 Terrans in Code S.
This is true. It's, well, we'll see. I still actually think that Supernova will crush CoCa again in a rematch, but if CoCa starts to get in, like, he gets the adrenaline pump and he gets the momentum from winning this series, then things could change.
I mean, after the first series that they played, I think there's nobody out there who says, like, yeah, CoCa has an advantage in the series against Supernova, but the thing is, he can win it. Like, if the game starts
doable,
a bit different, if he gets a good opening, or maybe he goes for a very aggressive strategy that Supernova just simply doesn't expect, anything can happen. But yeah, it's just the worst case scenario for Terrans to think about that. But we're not there yet. We're still in a situation where TheBest can come back with a 2-1 and go up into a Terran versus Supernova. So far, CoCa hasn't done it just yet. He's 1 map away from advancing to the Consolation match.
There's just so much writing on this for TheBest. This is his career. Based on what he said in interviews and just talking to him a little bit, like, if he does not win this, he's basically... already said he's done. He said he was done once before, then came back, and here he is, but I think this is actually really the end for him if he does not qualify today, especially if he drops out 0-4 and takes last place in the group. It's hard to convince yourself that you want to keep playing if you've already considered stopping multiple times. So his whole... I mean, we're watching this player's career on the line here, and he's 1 map away from dropping out. CoCa looking solid in Game 1. In Game 2 here, not having any problems really. Is he starting the Roach Spawn? That's the question.
I think he already...
Yeah, there it
no,
is.
Yeah,
is that it?
Yeah, that's Roach One, but he had an extra queen as well, so he has 4 queens and the Roach One. He's not gonna fall victim to any kind of harass with Hellions. But we have the Cloak upgrade for him, so he's going Banshee, Cloak once again, and I doubt that he's gonna cancel it this time, but he has the Overlords there. So he will most likely be scouted again, and then he has to make the decision that he made in game number 1. Is he gonna go for the Cloak cancel or not?
No. Do you think, I mean, we didn't really see CoCa commit this much to getting a fast Roach Warren in the games that we saw against Supernova. I think when he rematches Supernova, assuming he wins this one.
No, he did actually. He did in game number 1. He got the Roach One. It just didn't help him at all. In the second game, he tried to skip in it on Daedalus Point, but game number 1, he played with it, and he had the Roaches ready for the first Hellion defense.
That's true, actually.
It's just like, I feel he wanted to play the same strategy that he played against TheBest against Supernova, but he probably didn't expect Supernova to be this aggressive, because Supernova really committed there.
Well, so far really committing to that Cloak, not canceling it. I really like this choice. He needs to poke at these queens a little bit. The Roaches are going to make it a little bit tougher. If he can keep the queens away from the main base, maybe he can find a spot to do some damage.
The Hellions don't leave the base.
No.
The wall with the supply depots is up, and he doesn't realize it. There's still 2 Hellions stuck between the wall at the bottom left. And there's still... Yeah, okay, now he realized
I think he realizes because it's got his armory started. He must have popped back to his base and seen it.
It was really funny to see those Hellions move on the minimap and desperately trying to get out of there, and there was just no hole in the wall for them to do that. Now we have, of course, Mech started once again, and that's something that the Overseer could identify already, so he knows exactly what he's up against. He gets the 3rd base, CoCa that is, gets the speed for his Roaches. That's a lot more Hellions this time also.
Yeah, Banshee support. Banshee support here helping out a bit, and he could actually cloak it. Well, there's an Overseer there that was somehow...
He didn't have to. There's no way for the queens to really fight this.
And this hatchery, could he force a cancel?
I'm pretty sure he will.
Well, he's got to commit a little bit more if he wants to do it.
With the like, we don't see the hit points, but I'm pretty sure that he can if he really commits. The problem is he moves back with the Hellions. He's trying to sneak into the natural right now.
Oh, that was not very successful. And the sneak in here so far could... If he went into the main base, could have tried to go in there. There's a Roach on the ramp.
He's gonna lose everything now. Oh, actually, he gets through there. Yep, there was only 1 Roach.
But still, now he only has 4 Hellions and 4 damage. There's no queen in the main.
Well, oh, not towards the Hellions. Unless you want to block.
Yeah, well, he's still doing a decent amount of damage here, more than I thought. CoCa drops down to 34 Harvesters. 3rd base is still alive, but for how long? He's actually continuing to pick at it.
Yeah, 3rd base, but now that it's done, he can transfuse, and he did with the queen, so that's not going to die. I think he could have forced the cancel if he would have committed with the Hellions, but his idea was to just occupy the Zerg to the left and then move into the natural on the main base with the Hellions, which he kind of did.
Yeah, I mean, he gets something out of it, so I guess he can't be too unhappy.
Yeah, he has a good worker supply, TheBest that is. If you compare it to CoCa's, the drone count is really low, so he lost a lot more units there than I thought. I thought he would try to block the ramp or at least cut those Hellions
Look
off.
at the army supply. It's 76 to 42, and he's coming in for a counterattack. He knows he's lost a lot of economy. He has to commit to an aggressive move, and this is...
no siege tanks. Only a Thor.
1 Thor on the high ground, not enough repair here. He might be able to even up the Harvester count just simply by this pressure.
He needs to get that siege tank. That siege tank has to come out now, and 1 Thor, he can basically nearly one-shot that. Nice save with the medivac. I really like that move. He can keep them alive a little bit longer, but 2 Thors are not enough. There's siege tank that comes out on the other hand that can really help. 1st Thor is down. 2nd Thor is nearly dead. There we go. This is
actually just going to kill him.
Yep, this is going to be game. GG.
Wow. You know, you spend all of your army doing a harass like that, and your opponent made enough Roaches, he's just going to walk across the map and kill you. TheBest drops 4 maps in a row, 0-4 out of the group, and that will probably be the last you ever see of him.
Oh, he had a bit of a short comeback here in Code A, but only was around to wave once to the camera, and now he's out, unfortunately, for him. 1 Terran player fallen. Supernova still has a chance to go to Code S, as does CoCa. We will see a rematch. Our last best of 3 of this group is going to be a Zerg versus Terran, with CoCa going up against Supernova.
Well played by CoCa. I honestly, I'm sad for TheBest because I used to be on this team a long time ago. I've seen him play. He was a very all-in, a very aggressive player back on FOU, in the old days. Then he just never was able to do what Maru did and transition into being a successful macro player. And I hate to say it, but he's just not on the level of the players in his group, not even close. So that's why he dropped out 0-4.
Exactly, and it's just like he lost all of those games without standing a chance, basically. CoCa, on the other hand, I mean, he has to show now that he can take down Supernova, and then the first series that they played, Supernova was, I mean, Supernova crushed him like so easily. So CoCa needs to just take a breather now and look at this and like, okay, how do I beat this guy? And we're gonna find out what he has up his sleeves in the next series. We're going into a short break, and then we are coming back with the last best of 3 match here in our first group of the day at the GSL Code S. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be back.